we have identified the full extent of the damage, Jay, what's the next step in the repair process?
The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to actually come in and remove the damage. Now, if we look at the outline that we've drawn from our inspection, that's a very irregular shape, not a pleasant shape to try to work with. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a circle template that will allow me to route out the damage. Now, based on the size and the location of the damage in this circumstance, I'm not as concerned as I might be about keeping the panel in proper alignment. If the fracture were to have extended all the way to the edge, I would have misalignment. I would have to create some kind of a support to hold it in place. If I were going to have a very large scale of structural removal, the panel may want to shift or move around. Again, I would want to have some support to maintain original shape.
Jay marks a damaged area to be removed using a circle template. Using a die grinder, he carefully cuts out the skin and removes the damaged piece from the panel. What are some of the things we need to look for on this part?
Well, Scott, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of damage removal and I'm going to lay down a quick taper. I want to try to find out the ply count and, as best I can, the ply orientation. With practice, a person can see that there are multiple layers in here going in different orientations. There's actually, very, very difficult to see, one thin layer of fiberglass at our surface. Oftentimes that's used as a corrosion layer or a moisture barrier layer. And there are 3 layers of carbon in here in varying orientations. Another thing I want to look for, since this is a honeycomb core sandwich structure, I'm going to look for the honeycomb ribbon direction. So as I determine right here, this is where the ore cells are bonded together in manufacturing. So just off to the side, I'm just going to make a mark on the part to remind myself when I go to reinstall it that this is the ribbon direction. We're going to try to make sure that this is realigned on reinstallation.
Are there any other inspection considerations that we need to take into account before we continue with the repairs?
At this point, we've opened up the structure. Depending on how long this damage had been exposed to the elements, we have a potential of ingression of contaminants. Very common would be moisture. Depending on where this structure was located on the vehicle, possibly different types of oils, all of which would hinder the potential of a good bond in the repair procedure.
The damaged core material is also removed.